Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Friday, Bellman and Kostrowski Live, 20th of August. We are going to talk a little MLB DFS for the Friday night slate. Hope everybody had a good day yesterday and keeps it rolling tonight.
We got a massive slate tonight, ton of good pitching options. I'm excited to talk this out with you and see where we land.
All right, guys. So the last thing I'm going to bring up before we hop into the actual video of as far as talking about baseball and stuff is when we added the NFL only section to the website and put the pricing up about 12 days ago, we said August 20th is the last day. We've been running the sale. Just quickly go to the link below to the website. You can go to sign up here. And the NFL only package is $99 for the rest of the day. Tomorrow it goes up. There's going to be a decent price bump to it. Either way, though, it will cover all 17 regular season weeks, the postseason, all the videos, the write-up, the Discord. It is all included in this. It is a one-time payment for the full package for the year. Otherwise, obviously, we have other packages that can get you all the sports, like weekly, monthly, yearly, and lifetime. They're all sports. But NFL only, for you guys who just play football and maybe watch the occasional free baseball video, that package is up for you. Today is the last day for it.
Let's get it.
All right, guys. Weather, not a big deal today, so I think we can kind of just skip over it. Doesn't seem like it's a major issue whatsoever.
Which is always nice.
Yeah, it makes everything a lot easier. All right, pitching. Who are you looking at today? I already know that I actually have to look at some cheaper guys because the offense I'm stacking tonight is more expensive.
You like Atlanta?
I do like Atlanta. They're coming in freakishly low owned.
Yeah, I know. I like Atlanta too. I mean, I think they're their best stack on paper, but there are some really good pitching options up top. So
there are.
And so just for the sake of not listing them all, my favorites, like the first one, my favorite two, I think one of them is definitely going to surprise you. I like McCullers a lot here, and that's ownership considered. Like, he's not getting any love, and I like McCullers when he's not getting any love in spots like this. Also like Chris Sale a lot.
Sale will be overwhelming chalk today, just so everybody knows.
For sure. I mean, I also like Ray and Bueller a lot. I mean, you can't go wrong with any of those guys, I don't think. And then Giolito has GPP upside. I just prefer McCullers right there. And then the guy that also stands out is Sonny Gray.
He does. He is going to be very, very popular. So early in the day, it looks like the chalk build is Sale Gray.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
I don't love Sonny Gray today. I don't know about you.
You haven't been on Gray much at all this year.
I mean, he hasn't been that good this year. He hasn't been terrible or anything, but he hasn't been, dominating. I'm certainly not scared of fading him. I don't think the guy has a 30-plus point start this year, maybe one.
I agree. I don't think I'm scared to fade him, but I certainly understand why he's getting so much love.
Very similar to Malley, who I know you didn't like the other day. He's been a lot worse at home. Now, are the Marlins good? Nope, not even close. We know that one. No shock there. It is a good matchup, definitely. But I actually prefer Max Fried for about the same price.
Yeah, I get that. I've heard his name mentioned a couple of times too. It's not the greatest spot for. I like the spot better for Sonny Gray. And I mean, Gray's not having the greatest year. He's still averaging a point more than Fried.
Fried was bad to start the year, but has been a lot better the last couple months.
For sure. And I also
terrible to start the year.
Gray's getting more ownership, so that probably is factoring into what you're saying also.
And I consider Baltimore, Miami similar matchups. Now, these are both hitter parks, so no matter where you go here, you're in a nice hitter spot. But I don't know. I look at Baltimore and Miami as similar matchups.
I prefer the Miami matchup. If I'm choosing, I definitely prefer the Miami. After they dealt Duvall and Marte, their lineup just is not very good. Not that Baltimore's is good either. Both these lineups are weak for sure. They're both in play. I think you could use both of them if you want to spend down. They stand out in this price range for sure.
All right, so we mentioned it the other day, and then he got his start postponed. Just not huge on Walker Buehler today?
Yeah, I think that was yesterday. Buehler looks good here. I mean, I see nothing wrong with going to Buehler. He looks like he's coming in with less love than the other guys also, which is interesting.
Yeah, did you watch the Chris Sale start the other day? I did not.
I did not watch it. I was kind of just watching the game log. I did not watch it, no.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers were good. I didn't know how he looked. Again, easy matchup with Baltimore. Gave up a couple of home runs. I didn't see it, though.
I think the home runs came late. I am, a little hesitant. Like,
Right? I mean, this guy's
and I'll
pitched,
say
what,
this.
once in the last decade, it feels like?
Yeah, and he wasn't like a couple of years ago. He didn't pitch last year. A couple of years ago, he wasn't like the Chris Sale that we think about. He's certainly at his best been one of the best pitchers in baseball, but that was not the last time we saw him pitching. And I know I've been talking about it, but like you have a guy like Yanni Hernandez leading off at 2K. Like if I'm not using Sale, I don't mind picking a piece or two against Texas. Big ballpark upgrade. Sale is not impervious to getting hit, and we don't even know what his workload is.
We don't know who he is. He did throw 89 pitches the other day. So I'm not worried. And this is in a game where it was a blowout. So I'm not worried about the workload, but I certainly don't anticipate him going like 120.
I'm not worried about it, but I just, with other really good pitchers on the slate, I don't think you have to roster Sale is how I'll put it.
Yeah, he's not going full Lance Lynn 115 pitches tonight.
No chance. So, like, I get why he's getting a lot of love. He stands out. Great matchup. I mean, he's Chris Sale. People have been wanting to use him. I mean, I understand why Sale and Gray are getting love. And, man, I know, like, I do like McCullers here a lot.
Which is interesting because you never like McCullers. And I get that. I understand. Again, I do not think the Buehler, Ray, Sale, McCullers, Giolito's of the world are that far apart.
Agreed.
Usually we don't play ownership games with pitchers. We just play the best guys and we'll mess with the hitters. But today, like, fading Chris Sale for Lance McCullers. Like, what if Sale gets hit? Like, yeah,
Right?
We've barely seen this guy the last couple of years, and McCullers gives you 25. You could get a legit 20-point bump there.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, I just agree with you. Those top five are all similar enough where if one or two are getting a lot less love, that has me really interested. So I know you like Fried. Is there any other spend down guy you liked?
I think like is a strong word.
Fair enough.
Options.
Fair enough.
Blake Snell is a guy I won't use, but I certainly understand at home why at 8K he gets a little attention today. He was dominant the other day against Arizona. We know the upside is there. He has been atrocious on the road this season. I'm gun shy because I liked him against Oakland because he was at home and he was god awful. But I certainly get the legit upside at this price tag. Even though it's been a bad year, he's mostly been bad on the road.
Yeah, no doubt. I kind of just glossed by him. Haven't used him much this year. He is really cheap. That price tag stands out.
And he averages 23 points in home games.
Yeah, that's at 8K. I mean, we saw Philly just get, Madison Bumgarner was really good against Philly yesterday.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. So, I mean, again, rolling down from here because I have a desire to spend up today. I do think that there's a couple of interesting plays. Again, I don't expect a no-hitter, but...
Oh, man. I don't know if you saw the highlights of this. If you you'll never see a luckier no-hitter. I mean, hard hit balls all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect anything like that again, but he is 6,700. But the guy I was mostly looking at, if we're going to go really, really cheap, is Barria. Again, I know he doesn't have a monster pitch count, but prior to last start, he had gone 89, 95 in a couple of previous appearances. And this guy, like, he's not a great pitcher, but he just skated through Oakland, the Dodgers, and Houston. So now he gets your Cleveland, guys. When he faced them earlier this year, he was really good, but I don't think it's insane to get 15 out of him today. And at 5,800, this allows me to stack Atlanta.
Yeah, I just don't think he's good. So this is not for me. He is 5,800, but give me Gomber over him, like, for sure, who I just think is a much better pitcher.
Sure. I'm a Gomber guy. He's been in and out of the lineup a little bit lately, but the day that we were kind of pimping him was the game against Miami, and he was awesome.
He was really good. His only home start in there. So Arizona's not good.
No, they're not.
I could see stacking Arizona also on the flip side, but they're not good. So,
and again, like, I don't really want to pick on Boston, but at 5,200, I don't think Dane Dunning is a bad play at all. I mean, again, from a very simplistic breakdown, look through his last 10 starts. He's reached double digits in 7 of 10. He hasn't gone negative in any of them. He's not a great pitcher, but at 5,200, if I get 13 points out of him, which is not unreasonable, I'm very satisfied because Atlanta is buco bucks, but they are in the best spot on paper.
Check out his splits. He's been so bad on the road.
Okay.
I like the Boston stack.
I completely understand the Boston stack too. This is a price play. It's risky as hell. I wouldn't play him 3 times in a 3-entry max, but 5,200.
Yeah, I mean, there aren't any cheap options that are really that look good at all.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk me into Gomber though, easy. Kind of glossed over him, and you know how much I'm a fan of his.
Yeah, I think Gomber would be my guy if I'm going in that range.
Well, and just like the idea, if you go Gomber, and I mean, I didn't spend a ton of time on him, but Blake Smell, if you like Gray, I like Max Fried. With Gomber and Fried, I can now stack my Atlanta Braves.
Sure, no doubt.
And I don't think it's insane at all that you get 35 to 40 points out of these 2 pitchers tonight.
No, there are good pitchers, though, on the slate that are going to have good games, though. So your offense better go off.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's move into offense, and I will tell you guys exactly what I like about Atlanta tonight, and I'm sure this won't be a tough sell. The hardest part's going to be the price tag. Keegan AKIN. Now, the downfall of Keegan AKIN, we mentioned this with Ryan Weathers the other day. Baltimore is not letting him wear it quite as much anymore. He doesn't go deeper into these games. He gets hit almost every time he goes out there. He gives up plenty of home runs. He's awful. But then we get into something else that you mentioned yesterday. Baltimore's bullpen is also terrible. So there's that. Atlanta is the hottest team in baseball. They're the hottest offense right now, winners of 6 straight. You got Freddie Freeman absolutely on fire. Albies is on fire. Riley's on fire. Swanson is on fire. And then I can tap it off with a Duvall or a Soler to kind of complete the stack. Yes, they are pricey. We got Dansby Swanson is 5,600. Riley is 5,700. Albies is 58. And Freddie Freeman is 55, which is a little weird that he's the cheapest one. But Aiken's terrible. The bullpen's terrible. They are on fire. It's a great ballpark. They're on the road, so they get the 9-inning at-bats. And most of these dudes are coming in with projected ownership of under 5%.
Yeah, and they also add the DH. So a couple things. For me, I don't believe it that they're going to be so low. Now, their price tags are really up there. And that's going to keep people off them because, like we mentioned, there aren't cheap pitching options that people want to use. So stacking this team is going to be difficult.
The sub 5% might be an exaggeration, but yes. I feel good that maybe under 10, like an 8 or a 9%, which is low enough for me on a big slate.
When you've got a team like the Yankees, who are also in a good spot, that are cheap.
Huge chalk.
Right. It's just you can fit the expensive pitchers and the Yankees. You really can't do that with the Braves. So I'm a little torn here, to be honest, because usually I'd be like, I got no problem using like Guillermo Heredia, who's 2,800, will probably be hitting 8th or 9th, helps you with that stack. But he literally might be the only cheap bat. So like you will not be able to stack this team like using expensive pitchers. Like it's just impossible.
Agreed. Again, you mentioned like, let's just say we skip Chris Sale. And then who's the kid from Texas that you like?
Hernandez. 2K, leading off. All of Texas is 2K, like literally the entire team.
Okay. And if we're fading Sale, it's because we assume he gets hit a little bit.
And you can run a little off him a little bit. Like, I mean, he's averaging 6.5 DK points a game. I know that's not like a ton, but he runs when he gets on. Like that game log is better than a 2K hitter, All
right. So like you throw him in there, and it sucks that now I have to fade Riley or Albies. But if I'm running the stack 3 of 3, yeah.
So I mean, yeah, you can make it work. Atlanta definitely stands out as like by far the top offense on the slate, which is why if they're really not getting love, I'll do whatever to fit them in. I feel like.
Yeah, I think because when I popped this open and I was looking, and the Yankees are just going to be like supreme chalk, and then I'm looking at Atlanta, who again is just on fire right now. And baseball's an up and down sport. They're clearly separating themselves from the rest of this division. They've won 6 straight. They're putting up runs at an alarming rate. You got good hitters that run and hit for power and in the best matchup probably. As much as like we want, I got what you want to pick on this Twins guy, Charlie Barnes. Barnes in 3 of his 5 starts has been all right. And it's not a guarantee the Yankees go off tonight. If I had to bet on Atlanta to score 7+ runs or the Yankees, I would bet on Atlanta. Even though I realize, the Yankees are a lot easier to fit in a lineup.
Yeah, well, that's why they'll be more popular. And I'm with you. I would choose Atlanta also. If price weren't a thing, I think Atlanta is the best offense on the slate.
But price is a thing, hence everybody's over here using Gallo, Stanton, Aaron Judge. You can easily make a lineup with DJ LeMahieu, Luke Voit, and Anthony Rizzo. Whoever's in the lineup, probably Voit, maybe both of them, are really, really cheap.
They
Your
both
boy
hit
Sanchez.
hit first and second yesterday.
Okay. Sanchez is back, or the backup catcher, whoever's in there. I mean, I get why the Yankees are popular. It's where ownership comes into play for baseball.
I agree. And then I actually thought, because both first three games, we start off with bangers. I thought Toronto was going to be a team that was like going way under owned. I think they're going to be lower owned than Atlanta, but I could be wrong there. Teoscar Hernandez is just on another level. I saw him hit a home run on the last game they played. It was a line drive. I thought it was like going to be caught. I've never seen a line drive carry this far. I mean, he is strong.
Yeah. I've used him a couple times this week, so he's on my good side. I think this is one that for all the paying customers, Bellman will continue to check ownership percentages throughout the day. I can also get on board with Toronto basically any given night. And if they're not popular, I'm interested.
I will say though, like just the fact like he's 5K, like Gurriel's 3,300. They're easier to fit in Atlanta, which now Atlanta, everyone is like 5,500 or more.
Hold on one second, bud.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Yeah, you can grab that. Yep.
Aside from Soler, Duvall, and Heredia, everyone in Atlanta is like 5,500 or above, which makes it just impossible to fit them in. Toronto's a little bit easier.
Yeah, so again, that's where I'm like, Atlanta is good. I didn't get it at first, and then I clicked on their price tags because I looked at ownership percentages before breaking down the slate. And I was like, no way is Atlanta not popular. I'm like, oh, I see how pricey they are. Now I understand.
Yeah, I do like Toronto here. If they're getting less love, I like them even more.
All right, Miami against Cincy. Great ballpark. Still not really looking at the offenses right here. I respect Hernandez. I'm probably not trying to use him, but.
Nah, Hernandez is good. I'm not looking at the offenses here.
Okay, and I don't like Sonny Gray, but I certainly don't like the Marlins.
Nah.
Unless it was like we've mentioned a couple of cheap guys. Brinson still 2,500. Got a lot of power. Again, he's kind of cooled off a little bit, but very, very cheap if you're just trying to finish a lineup. And he'll be unowned again because Gray will be chalk.
Yep, and the Cincy bullpen sucks.
All right, so you mentioned Boston against Dunning. Dunning's had struggles on the road. I probably won't end up Boston, but I certainly understand why they appeal to you.
Yeah, their price tags are also like, aside from Devers and Bogarts, Schwarber at 4,300. Yeah.
Oh, Travis.
I know Dahlback had recently gotten real hot. So he's 3,300. They do have a couple of cheap pieces. I guess that had slowed down though.
All right, Tampa against Chicago, Waka against Giolito. You tend to be interested in Giolito when he's not getting a lot of love, which could be today. Tampa Bay is really good, so it's not a dream position, but they do still strike out a lot. And if Giolito is on, he can cut up anybody.
Truth. Yeah, so I think that he's in play. I like McCullers more, but I could understand why anyone liked Giolito more or like both of them.
I can understand picking on Waka, who has mightily struggled over his last three starts, giving up 30 hits over 14 innings. I don't love the ballpark, which is an issue. We do like the White Sox.
How about Luis Robert at 3K?
Yeah, man. I mean, I used him yesterday as chalk. He wasn't great, but, he was, I don't know, like 40% owned or whatever it might be. He's an easy guy to get in there. One bad day yesterday doesn't mean anything for today.
Yeah, Waka gives up big power to righties. I like him a lot here as a one-off.
Yeah, he's super, super cheap. And if you want to stack Atlanta, like he fits right in there, especially because Atlanta is not deep on outfield.
Good call.
All right, Angels against Cleveland. I mean, I talked about Barria, but quite frankly, this is another game that could have offense. It reminds me very much of the Angels versus Detroit yesterday, which I ended up being pretty heavy on. And it worked out real well.
Yeah, that game went off. So I agree with you, except for I like the offenses more in this game than the pitching. That said, both offenses suck. So I doubt I land there. Pieces, though, like Miles Straw leading off. I mean, obviously Ohtani if you want to get there. But I doubt I stack these teams.
Agreed. All right, Washington against Milwaukee. Patrick Corbin against Anderson. Corbin has just been atrocious. So, Milwaukee took the L last night. Woodruff did not have his ace stuff. That, I do think the Cardinals got a good read on them because they have been teeing off on the Peralta and Woodruff breaking stuff the last 2 days. Like they kind of I don't know if they got the signs, if they were both tipping pitches or whatever it was, but they just both were just teeing off on specifically the breaking stuff, which is a little telling.
That's 2 in a row for Woodruff too, where he has looked off.
Yeah, so I don't be surprised if he's on the IL with an injury next time out as Milwaukee saves them for the playoffs.
I agree with that. As far as tonight goes, I am interested in Milwaukee. They look like they're going to go love.
Kane, Taylor, Avi, very, very affordable. Corbin has been giving up a ton of power. And again, they could complement Atlanta very well because if you get into this outfield right here, and Taylor and Kane, who probably both start tonight, they're very, very affordable.
And I can also see stacking Milwaukee.
Yeah, they've got some guys. Escobar.
Yeah.
Long
is good against lefties, as you said. Adames.
Yeah.
I mean, Adames and Escobar are going to be very low owned at those price tags.
1% maybe?
Yeah, and Washington sucks. Corbin sucks. Their bullpen's not good. So, yeah.
All right, McCullers versus Kikuchi. I'm all about the pitchers here. I won't use Kikuchi, but I'm just not interested in the offenses.
I'm definitely not interested in Seattle, and I'm not interested in stacking Houston, but I will say a guy who looks good right now is Carlos Correa, 5 of 13 off Kikuchi. I'm not afraid to pick a bat or two against Kikuchi, but I'm not looking to stack really.
All right, Keller against Michaelis. Here's another one. There's nothing about this game appealing to me. I don't want the pitchers. It's a good pitching park. If you want to one-off a Tyler O'Neill who hit a mammoth home run last night, sure, go ahead, but this is just not my spot.
I could see using St. Louis here. Mitch Keller kind of sucks. Gets hit hard. St. Louis has been good, and they're cheap. So, yeah, I mean, St. Louis coming off beating up Peralta and Woodruff. Now they get Mitch Keller. It'd be very St. Louis-like to suck, but they're in play for me.
I get that. And then we get Arizona against Colorado. I can see using the Colorado bats. I'm probably not going to. I'm probably mostly off of Coors today. I'm just not that excited about either of these teams.
I wonder how much love the Rockies get. I am interested in them, assuming they don't get a ton of love.
Well, I think you'll see Hampson and Connor Joe get decent love, right? Guys like that.
Yes, at the top of the order that are cheap. I don't think
Story will get some.
Story will get some. Man, they're not going to be unowned. This is one I'd like to see. Cron's been really good. I forgot that Gilbert's a lefty. And I'm telling you, man, I watched the replay of the no-hitter twice, and he got hit so hard. Even the second time I watched it, I was convinced he was going to give up a hit.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. I can get on board with Colorado. I'm just not interested in Arizona because I respect Gomber, who's been good at home.
Yeah, same. I'm more interested in Gomber. He's my favorite spend-down pitcher.
All right. Alex Wood versus Caprillion. Nice pitcher's park. I don't like either pitcher enough to use them, but I don't like the offenses here necessarily. Maybe a one-off of an Andrews at 2,400, cool, but that's about it.
Another real cheap one-off from the other side, hitting second. Tommy La Stella, second base, 2,400. I mean, could do worse.
Yeah, price plays, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dodgers against Mets. We got Carrasco against Buehler. I do have some interest in Buehler if I'm able to spend up. Carrasco has been struggling, to say the very, very least. So I think the Dodgers make for an interesting stack here.
They do. I still want to, I'm a huge Carrasco fan in general, so it pains me to want to stack against him. I probably won't stack the Dodgers here, but man, they're in play. They're affordable too.
They're very affordable because Carrasco's working off a name recognition right now.
Yeah.
I think the Dodgers might end up getting loved by the end of the day.
Same. They're really affordable. I mean, Bellinger at 4,100. I think he comes in with a lot of love.
Muncy's their expensive guy at 5,400, but Taylor 45, Pollock 39, Justin Turner. I mean, this is an affordable stack for the upside.
For sure.
All right. And then last up, we got San Diego against Philly. Man, Matt Moore the other day, right? Getting yanked from this game, 76 pitches in, going for his second career no-hitter. I'd be pissed.
Yeah, I know. Wow, I didn't play this slate, but I know I liked Cincy that day. I'm so happy I didn't play that slate.
I stacked Cincy in this game, and it did not go well.
That's exactly what I would have done too. So yeah, man, what do you think about San Diego here?
They're not going to be my top stack, but I'm certainly on board with them. Tatis is getting a ton of love today, so expect him to be overwhelming chalk. Yeah.
So he's probably eating up like San Diego's not going to be overowned as a whole, but Tatis will be overowned. I mean, it makes sense. Tatis is going to get a lot of love. He's the best hitter. He's the best player in baseball facing a weak lefty. I get it.
Yep. And now that he has outfield eligibility too, it becomes even easier.
Yeah. He could probably be one of the most popular hitters on the slate. He makes sense. I could see stacking San Diego.
I could too. I don't think I'm going to because I like the other stacks better, but I'm definitely like at the San Diego stack is the nuts tonight. There's no way I'm going to bed surprised.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how I feel as well.
So again, we talked it through. I'm still very, very much pro Atlanta. Give me some of those Dodgers if they are low owned. And I guess my big thing for the night is go Atlanta. I'm assuming they're probably not going to get the love as we discussed it, and just fade in the Yankees and hope that Barnes is all right.
Yeah, it's really hard to stack Atlanta. So I agree with you. And man, it's rare for you, especially to like such good pitchers, like be willing to just take the risks on these shitty pitchers to get to Atlanta. But because there aren't guys you feel comfortable with down below, that's why Atlanta is going to be underowned. Like as much as I think Atlanta will get a lot of love, it's really hard to get to them. And there aren't cheap pitchers that people want to use.
Amen to that one. So that's what we got for you guys today. I hope everybody has great luck tonight. That NFL package is on sale for the rest of the day. But we'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, guys.